Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Sharad Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of Wildlife Sciences, Aligarh Muslim University. Environmental pollution is one of the biggest threats to life we face today. It is a global problem all the countries, whether developed or underdeveloped, are facing the problem of environmental problem. So it is important to understand the gravity of this issue. In this lecture, I shall be discussing the issue of environment pollution. Let's first understand what is environmental pollution. Environment pollution is the undesirable changes in our natural surroundings that have harmful effect on plants, animals, and human beings. So, any undesirable change in physical, chemical, or biological characteristics of air, water, and soil that harmfully affect human, animal, plants, industrial processes, economic conditions, and cultural assets is known as environmental pollution. Generally, this occurs when short-term gains are made at the cost of long-term ecological benefits. Environmental pollution affects the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the ecosystem we depend on. If pollution severity continue to increase, human, animal, and plant population will break down as they will not be able to cope up with a drastically changing environment. Sources of environmental pollution. Environmental change can be caused by natural and human activities both. No natural phenomena has led to greater ecological changes that have been made by mankind. During the last few decades, we have contaminated our air, water, and land on which life itself depends with a variety of chemicals and waste products known as pollutants. These pollutants are causing environmental pollution. What are pollutants? The different agents that cause environmental pollution are called pollutants. Means pollutants are the elements, molecules, and particles involved in pollution, and living organisms can be harmed when exposed to these materials. Pollutant can be chemical, biological, or physical things that get added to the environment by accident that are directly or indirectly harmful to people and other living things. Let's understand the classification of the pollutants. There are various criterion to classify the pollutants. Pollutants can be classified based on persistence, existence in nature, biodegradability in nature, and origin of the pollutants. On the basis of persistence of pollutant can be divided in primary pollutants and secondary pollutants. Primary pollutants, they persist in the form in which they are added to the environment, for example, DDT, plastic. Secondary pollutants, formed by interaction among the primary pollutants or means they formed after the chemical reaction among the primary pollutants. For example, peroxyacetyl nitrate is formed by interaction of nitrogen oxides and hydrocarbons. On the basis of existence in nature, pollutants can be divided into quantitative pollutants and qualitative pollutants. Quantitative pollutants occur in nature and become pollutant when concentration reaches beyond a threshold level or beyond the permissible level. For example, carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxides are present in the atmosphere, but if their concentration go beyond a certain limit, they can have negative impact on our environment and they become the pollutant. Qualitative pollutants. These are man-made and do not occur in nature. For example, fungicides, herbicides, etc. On the basis of the biodegradability, pollutants can be divided into biodegradable pollutants and non-biodegradable pollutants. Biodegradable pollutants includes base products or the pollutants which are decomposed or degraded by natural process, microbial actions, for example, sewage. Non-biodegradable pollutants, the pollutants which do not decompose naturally or decompose slowly, for example, DDT, aluminum cans. On the basis of origin, pollutants can be divided into natural and anthropogenic or human-made pollutants. Natural pollutants. These pollutants are released during natural processes such as volcanic eruptions, forest fires, grass fires, etc. Anthropogenic pollutants. These pollutants are released during anthropogenic activities such as carbon dioxide emission from the burning of the fossil fuels. Types of environmental pollution. Depending on the source as well as the destination of the pollutants, there are various types of pollution. Some of the major types of the environmental pollutions are air pollution, water pollution, soil or land pollution, thermal pollution, noise pollution, light pollution. Out of these, air pollution, water pollution, soil or land pollution are most prominent type of the pollution which are leading to the environmental degradation. Let's discuss them one by one. Air pollution. According to World Health Organization, air pollution is contamination of the indoor or the outdoor environment by any chemical, physical or biological agent that modify the natural characteristics of the atmosphere. Air pollution occurs due to the presence of undesirable solids or gaseous particles in the air in quantities that are harmful to human health and the environment. Air may be get polluted by natural processes and anthropogenic activities. However, unlike pollutants from human activity, naturally occurring pollutants tend to remain in the atmosphere for a short period of time and do not lead to permanent atmospheric changes. So our focus will be on human activities causing air pollution. Air pollution. Air pollution can be indoor air pollution or outdoor air pollution. Indoor air pollution is the air quality contamination in buildings caused by dust, dirt, and the combustion of the biomass fuels. Outdoor air pollution is air contamination outside the buildings. Both indoor and outdoor pollutants are having negative impact on humans. It is also important to note that the significant hazards are posed by the indoor air pollution in various countries of the world, especially the underdeveloping and the underdeveloped countries. For example, where a large part of the population still lives in the rural areas and depend on traditional biomass fuels such as fuel wood, dung cakes, charcoal for cooking and heating. Indoor air pollution may be larger health hazard than outdoor pollution. The burning of such fuels in a confined space usually produces high level of smoke and other pollutants. Air pollutants. Pollutants causing air pollution can be primary or secondary. Pollutants that are emitted directly from identifiable sources are primary pollutant and produced both by natural events like dust storms and volcanic eruptions and human activities like emission from vehicles, industries. There are 5 primary pollutants that together contribute about 90% of the global air pollution. These are carbon dioxides like dioxide and the carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxides, sulfur oxides, volatile organic compounds, mostly the hydrocarbons, and suspended particulate matter. Secondary pollutants. Secondary pollutants are those pollutants which are found in the atmosphere due to the intermingling and chemical reactions between the primary pollutants. Secondary pollutants include sulfuric acid, nitric acid, carbonic acid, etc. Formation of smoke by the intermingling of fog and smoke is an example of secondary pollutant. Sources of air pollution. So, we divided the sources of air pollution in outdoor pollution and the indoor pollution. Sources of air pollutions. There are various causes or sources of the air pollution. Following are some of the major causes of air pollution. Let's first try to understand what are the sources of outdoor pollution. So these are the sources which are causing the outdoor pollution. Burning of fossil fuels, emission from factories and industries, emission from automobiles, mining activities, agriculture activities, domestic sources, burning of garbage waste, construction and demolition activities. Now consider the indoor pollution sources. These are the 3 most important indoor pollution sources: mold and mildew, tobacco smoke, fuel wood, and dung cake burning in the houses. Let's discuss them one by one. Burning of fossil fuels. Burning of fossil fuels emit large amount of many harmful gases such as sulfur dioxide and carbon monoxide in the air. Sulfur dioxide is one of the biggest polluter of our air, and it is emitted during the combustion of fuels such as the coal, petroleum for energy in various human activities. Carbon monoxide is produced due to the incomplete burning of fossil fuels. In addition to this, burning of fossil fuels also leads to increasing the amount of carbon dioxide in the air, which is one of the major gases leading to global warming and climate change. Emission from industries and factories. To meet the demand of ever-increasing human population, various kinds of industries and factories are established all over the world. These factories and industries are emitting large amount of many harmful gases and chemicals such as carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxide, organic compounds, and hydrocompounds in air. For example, petroleum refineries emit hydrocarbons and various other pollutants, which causes air pollution. The addition of these gases and chemicals in air lead to the degradation of air quality and make it unfit for breathing. The number of industries and factories is increasing continuously, and you can find them every corner of the world, and each and every country is influenced by the harmful emission from them. Emission from automobiles or vehicles. Various gases and chemicals emitted from vehicles such as buses, tractors, trucks, motorcycles, cars, trains pollute the air. Vehicles emit many pollutants such as carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxides, photochemical oxidants, air toxics, namely benzene, aldehydes, 1,3-butadiene, lead, particulate matter, hydrocarbons, oxide of sulfur, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. Some of these pollutants are the major greenhouse gases responsible for the global problems like global warming and climate change. As the number of vehicles is increasing continuously, the amount of these pollutants is also increasing in air, and it is posing significant threat to our atmosphere and the environment. Mining activities. Mining is extraction of natural resources from the surface of earth by using machines and equipment. Many harmful gases, chemicals, and particles are released into air through the mining activities and lowering the quality of air. Mining activities are causing air pollution both directly and indirectly. Mining activities contribute a significant portion of global greenhouse gas emissions. The emission of greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide and methane is occurring directly and indirectly through the various mining activities. The mining activities is not only degrading the quality of air but also leads to global problems like global warming and the climate change. Mining activities are also affecting our water resources and the land resources. Agriculture activities. Intensification of agriculture activities become a primary source of air pollution. With the intensification of agriculture, there is a drastic increase in the application of fertilizers, pesticides, insecticides, and fertilizers. The harmful chemicals contained in them can reach in the air through blown off course and evaporation and cause the air pollution. Ammonia is released as byproduct of the agriculture activities and is one of the hazardous gases in the atmosphere. Farmers also often set fire in agriculture field to clear the residual crop parts after harvesting of crops. Burning of residual crops pollutes the air by emitting harmful gases and chemicals. In India, burning of residual crops around Delhi is leading to deterioration of air quality in Delhi and is emerged as the biggest problem for the people living in the Delhi and other areas located in and around the Delhi. Domestic sources. Household appliances such as air conditioner, refrigerator, etc. and products like the cleaning products and the paints can release harmful chemical in the air and cause air pollution. Air conditioner and refrigerator are emitting many gases which are harmful to the ozone layer and air quality. While painting the houses, rubbing of walls also lead to addition of dust and particles in the air, leading to degradation of air quality. The smell from the newly painted wall and furniture is the smell of the chemical contained in paints and varnishes used for the purposes. And these smells are leading to the degradation of the air quality and causing the air pollution. Burning of garbage waste. Burning of garbage waste in open is common practice in India and it is causing the air pollution. Open garbage burning releases many harmful toxins such as black carbon, soot and carcinogens in air. Addition of these in air actively contributes to the greenhouse effect and leads to global warming and climate change. It is estimated that more than 40% of the world's garbage is burned in such fires, emitting gases and particles that can substantially affect human health and our environment. Construction and demolition activities. There is a drastic increase in the construction and demolition activities with development and urbanization. Construction and demolition activities release many harmful substances in the air and causing air pollution. Construction and demolition sites are rich source of particulate matter and other air pollutants including VOCs, etc. Every material that was used in the building for its construction gets amalgamated as particulate matter in the air during the demolition of the building. This can also include silica dust and other toxic fibers that will have long-term effect on your lungs upon breathing. Wooden dust can also be found, which is due to the grilling and drilling of the wood during the construction activities. So these all activities are leading to the air pollution. Mold. Mold is a sort of fungus that grow from spores in humid areas of buildings. It is most common in damp or humid environment and colder months. Mold can be bad for your health because it releases harmful contaminants into the air. It can also cause respiratory issues, especially in older people and the newborns. Tobacco smoke. Cigarettes, pipes, or cigars release tobacco smoke in the atmosphere. Tobacco smoke is a substantial source of indoor air pollution. Cigarette smoke contains more than 70% carcinogens and other cancer-causing substances. It is especially harmful to children, causing severe respiratory issues, air problems, and other illnesses. Burning of fuel wood and dung cake. In India, fuel wood and dung cake are major source of cooking in the rural parts of the India. They are primary source of energy in rural parts of the India, and burning of these leads to large quantities of gaseous pollutants and aerosols particles to the atmosphere, having a significant impact on air quality, human health, and climate change. When burned, release extensive varieties of gases such as carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, methane, volatile and semi-volatile organic compounds, aldehydes, organic acids, and inorganic elements, and particulate matter. Burning of these biomass fuel is the major source of indoor pollution in rural areas, especially in developing and underdeveloped countries. Consequences of air pollution. The air pollution can have negative effect on our environment and living organism. Air pollution can also contribute significantly in global problems like global warming and climate change. Effect of air pollution can be divided into effect on atmosphere, effects on humans and animals, effect on plants. Effect on atmosphere. Global warming. Various sources of air pollution emit significant amount of greenhouse gases. So air pollution leads to increase in the concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, which in turn leads to increase in the temperature of Earth. Increase in global temperature leads to melting of glaciers, rise in sea levels, change in timberline, loss of habitat, etc. All these have adverse effect on sustainability of atmosphere. Acid rain. Rain or precipitation in any form that is acidic in nature is called acid rain, and it has adverse effect on environment and living organism. When harmful pollutants such as sulfur and nitrogen oxide present in the air combine water droplets and pour down on earth in the form of rain or any form of precipitation, it causes acid rain. Various sources of air pollution such as emission from vehicles, factories, industries, oil refineries, electricity generation plants, and burning of fossil fuels are releasing sulfur and nitrogen oxide in the air. Acid rain not only affecting the humans, animals, and agriculture, but also having adverse effect on our monuments. Ozone layer depletion. Air pollutants such as chlorofluorocarbons and hydrochlorofluorocarbons are responsible for the degradation of ozone layer. These pollutants are released by solvents, spray aerosols, air conditioner, refrigerators, etc. Chlorofluorocarbons and hydrochlorofluorocarbons contain chlorine atoms. The molecules of chlorofluorocarbons and hydrochlorofluorocarbons are broken down after exposure to ultraviolet radiations and release chlorine atoms. These chlorine atoms react with ozone and destroy it and leads to depletion of the ozone layer that protect us from harmful UV sun rays. Thinning of ozone layer leads to exposure of human to ultraviolet rays, which can cause skin diseases and eye problems. In addition to this, ultraviolet rays can also adversely affect the agriculture crops. Effect of air pollution on humans. Our respiratory system has various mechanisms that protect our body from foreign harmful substances. The hair in our nose prevent entry of large particles, while sticky mucus in upper respiratory tract capture smaller particles and dissolve some gaseous pollutants. The prolonged exposure of these nature defense system to high level of air pollutants leads to overload or breakdown of them. It leads to chronic disease such as cancer, bronchitis, emphysema, and asthma. The exposure of old people, infants, pregnant women to highly polluted air increase their susceptibility to various airborne diseases. Exposure to air containing carbon monoxide have potential to cause collapse, coma, and even death. Carbon monoxide attaches to the hemoglobin present in the blood and reduce the oxygen carrying capacity of blood. The scarcity of oxygen leads to impairs perception and thinking, slow reflexes, and cause headaches, drowsiness, dizziness, and nausea. Carbon monoxide is heavy traffic causes headache, drowsiness, and blurred vision. Exposure to sulfur dioxide present in polluted air causes irritation in respiratory system and bronchitis. The reaction of sulfur dioxide with water, oxygen, and other material in the air leads to formation of sulfur containing acids and attached to particles present in air. Inhalation of these particles can have corrosive effects on our lungs. Similarly, exposure to nitrogen oxides present in polluted air causes irritation of lungs. Suspended particles aggravate bronchitis and asthma. Exposure to these particles over a long period of time damage lungs, tissues, and contribute to the development of chronic respiratory diseases and cancer. Many volatile organic compounds such as benzene and formaldehyde and toxic particulates such as lead, cadmium can cause mutations, reproductive problems, or cancer. Inhaling ozone, a component of photochemical smoke, causes coughing, chest pain, breathlessness, and irritation of the eyes, nose, and the throat. Effects on plants. Exposure of plants to gaseous pollutants leads to penetration of them through the pores that have adverse effect on plants. Prolonged exposure to air pollutants interfere with photosynthesis and plant growth, reduces nutrient uptake and causes leaves to turn yellow, brown, or drop off altogether. It also increases the plant's susceptibility to damage from pest, frost, drought, and diseases. It also breaks down the waxy coating of plant leaves and leads to excessive loss of water through transpiration. The exposure to higher concentration of sulfur dioxide leads to flower buds become stiff and hard and eventually fall off from the plants. This has negative impact on the reproduction of plants and long-term conservation of plants. Ways to control air pollution. As air pollution is adversely affecting ecological system, our atmosphere, humans, animals, and plant, it is necessary to find out the ways to control the air pollution. To control air pollution, it is imperative that every citizen understand the necessity to control the air pollution and participate voluntarily in controlling the air pollution. By adopting following ways and measures, we can help in controlling the air pollution. We should avoid using vehicles for short distances, and instead of using the private cars, we should use public transport to travel from one place to another place and adopt the carpooling. This will help in reducing the emission of harmful substances in air. Regular servicing of vehicles help in reducing the harmful emission from the vehicles. So we should do regular servicing of our vehicles. Adoption of vehicle run on cleaner fuels such as CNG and electric help in controlling the air pollution, as engine run on diesel and petrol are more polluting in comparison of these fuels. As production of electricity leads to releasing of harmful substances in the air, so judicious use of energy can help in reducing the demand for electricity and in turn reduce the emission of harmful substances. Therefore, always switch off the electrical appliances when not in use. In addition to this, we should promote the utilization of energy efficient devices such as CFLs. We should adopt the clean and renewable energy sources such as solar energy, wind energy, water energy, and geothermal energy to reduce the dependence on the conventional source of energy. Development and implementation of mechanism for the treatment of emission from the industries and factories at the source itself to reduce its effect. Providing a greater height to the stacks can help in facilitating the discharge of pollutants as far as away from the ground as possible. Industries should be located in places far away from the human settlement so as to minimize the effect of pollution after considering the topography and the wind direction. Adoption of 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Stop smoking. Smoking adds harmful substances in air, and stopping smoking can reduce its impact on air. Use alternative source of cooking such as biogas and LPG, and it will help in reducing amount of harmful gases in the atmosphere. We should minimize and reduce the use of fire and fire products as they are causing significant air pollution. As plants help in controlling air pollution by absorbing harmful substances from the air, therefore, plantation of trees can help in controlling air pollution. Creation of awareness among the people and the motivating people to adopt ways to control the air pollution is another way through which we can help in controlling the air pollution. Thank you.